So I know that we are still several months out from the eclipses, but we need to talk about that September 18th Aries eclipse because it's also the full moon in Pisces. Our full moon in Pisces transits into a full moon in Aries, and then we have an eclipse. Saturn also in Pisces right now. Neptune retrograde at the very end of Pisces. Saturn's also retrograde. So what does this mean for our eclipse? Because the full moon eclipse in Aries, we're having these really big illuminations come through from our solar eclipse that happened in Aries months ago. It's a beautiful time on a full moon during an eclipse to reap what you sow. What have you been doing? What have you been growing? What have you been allowing yourself to really go through and navigate through so that you can understand more about you? Also, Aries is the beginning. We're activating something new. We're starting over. We're starting a new cycle. And it's in the North Node. Now, the North Node represents a lot of things. How I've been working with the North Node recently is understanding that the North Node is what is in the sky, in the heaven, in the spirit. And the South Node is what is on the earth. And so it's a little bit easier. So Aries being in the North Node, it's about what we're doing spiritually, what is new within our spiritual practices. And Saturn retrograde in Pisces, with the Pisces full moon right before that, a moment of silence for all of us. We're going to need it. I hope you've been minding your business and keeping up on your spiritual hygiene. Keep yourself clean in more ways than one. Because when that full moon in Pisces comes through September 17th, we're placed in a position of having to be very mature. Make sure that you have it together. Do you have it together? Be very clever, because Pisces is a trickster. Pisces represents the tricksters at the end of the journey where you are about to receive the reward, and they might be able to put you in a different direction, which is part of the reason that spiritual hygiene is so important right now. It is. So that full moon in Pisces is really going to come through and let you know, like, are you good? You got your boundaries covered? You got everything done and discovered that you need to? There's a lot of healing stuff happening with that Aries energy back in our previous eclipse cycle and season. Chiron was involved, Mercury retrograde. It was a lot, all right? It was hot. It was a lot. And it wasn't even summer yet. It was hot. My goodness. So that full moon in Pisces is really going to come through. Lots of prophecy, lots of divination. And it's going to feel probably like we're entering into a portal before we even enter into the eclipse. And portal magic, in my opinion, is very large magic, mother-oriented. So more than likely, the relationship that you're sitting with the mothers in your practice, however that works, because there's so many different ways that can show up for so many different kinds of people. Check in with yourself about that. Let yourself also be humbly accepting of how great you're doing. If you really have been brewing and doing what you need to do, as I pretty much always end my videos saying, yeah, that's because that's the energy that we're in currently. Do what you need to do, go and brew and keep going through. So we're going to have that really big highlight, and then we're going to have the eclipse. And eclipses we're in chaos magic right now with the Pisces energy. So a highlight on like what has really been happening. And then we immediately go into an eclipse, which is already like this unexpected, like what's going to happen. And Aries is the new. So what have you been brewing and doing? And what is it ushering through? And then the eclipse is going to be like, well, bam, it's here. There's more stuff happening with the Libra eclipse. That is going to be actually like bringing in the harvest. Because again, the South Node is the earth. So we have the Aries eclipse, the heavens, the spirit, the sky part of the eclipses happens first this time around. And then with the new moon in Libra, it comes to the earth, it comes to ground. It is going to be a really crazy season. There is a mini update, more to come another time. Do what you need to do. Go and brew. I love you. If you're still here watching and there's a lot of new people who have come to the page recently. So there is a blog that I keep updates that I will send out continuously and updates about the podcast and things like that. So if you're interested in that, check out the website. If not, I truly have no offense in my heart about it. I'm grateful you're here. I'll talk to you soon.